Good morning and welcome back to my channel. I hope all fellow South Africans had a lovely Heritage Day yesterday and celebrated our beautiful country. I had a very busy weekend crocheting as usual. Made a whole lot of things. A little baby jersey. I think this is about 3 to 6 months. I made a whole lot of little granny squares which I'm going to make into dresses. And yeah, I don't know if this is just me or most crocheters, but have got so many projects on the go at once. Anyway, I had the best weekend and I hope it's the same for all of you guys. What you will need is your needle and some wool that fits the needle. Here I've got some cotton, some colorful variegated cotton, and I'm going to make it's going to look interesting once made into a granny square. So once again, starting with a magic ring, you are going to make 4 clusters into the magic ring. So there's the 1 double crochet. You're going to make 2 and 3. Chain 1, make your next granny cluster, trying hard to stay in the camera. 1, 2, 3, finishing with a chain. And then 2 more, just like that. Cluster, looking like that. You're going to get to the top stitch of your first granny crochet and do a slip stitch. There we go. And that's what you've got. Then, as I mentioned before, moving along, you need to get to the next gap, which is there. There are 2 options. Either you can get to the next gap, or you can turn your circle and do a slip stitch back into the gap that you've just been in, like that. So then you'll be working from the wrong side of your work, which is fine. So that is another option. So let's do that. So there we go. You're into the right spot. You're going to do 3 stitches and your first granny cluster. And what you do with your second row of your granny square, in each chain 1 space that you get to, there's the first, second, third and fourth, you're going to do 2 clusters. So there you've done 1, and in between the cluster you're going to do a chain and then another granny cluster into the same spot. Oh, what's happening here? Into the same spot. So in each chain 1 space, you're going to do 2 granny clusters separated by a chain. So at the end, you'll have 8 clusters. No chain in between. You can, but we're not going to do it today. Straight into the next one, and you're going to do a granny cluster, 3 double crochets, separated by a chain, and another 2, just like that, to finish your second round. I'll see you at the end. And there we go. At the end of the second round, you've got 4 sets of 2 clusters. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's starting to look, well, like a square. It is a square. Okay, once again, you are in the gap, so you can go from there. Chain 3. Now in the on the flat sides, you're just going to do one cluster, one set of 3 double crochets, and then on the corners you're going to do doubles. So there we go, you've done your one side into the first corner. You just find where your gap is. There we go. You're going to do 2 clusters separated by a chain. Get some wool going here. Separated by a chain. Then you come to your next flat side. So remember, there's just the one cluster on the flat sides. So finish the last stitch on the corner. We get to the flat side. You're going to do one granny cluster in the flat side. Get to the next corner, and you know we're going to do 2 sets of granny clusters separated by a chain. I'll see you at the end of this row. Here we are at the end of the 3rd row, and your square is even bigger. Now you can see on each side you've got 2 chain 1 spaces, 2 gaps. So on the sides, once again, you're going to do just the one granny cluster on each side, and once again on the corners you're going to do one separated by a chain and another one. So here we go. We're at our first chain 1 space. You're going to chain 3, do a granny cluster into the first chain 1 space. Love how these colors are changing. It's red, white and blue. Quite interesting. Okay, there we go. First corner, same. Granny cluster separated by a chain. Which will make your first corner. I should be working in the South African colors. This looks very patriotic to America after our Heritage Day. That's the first corner. Then you're going to do your 2 clusters, 1, 2, and another corner when you get there. And there we go. At the end of the 4th round, you've got 3 chain 1 spaces on each side. And once again, 4 corners, which obviously will stay the same. And then you continue indefinitely. Each round, you'll get extra chain 1 space, an extra gap on each side. And you continue round and round and round and round until you've got the size you want. You can go into a big blanket. You can make lots of little granny squares and sew them together to make a blanket. There are so many things. They are so useful to have these little granny squares. You can make bags, slippers, you name it. So it's quite a useful thing to learn to do. And then once again, you did your magic ring in the middle, so you can tighten the middle just by pulling, and you can almost close that little hole in the middle. And there's your granny square. I hope you enjoyed that little tutorial. I hope it was nice and clear. And good luck. I'd love to see yours. Please show me if you can. And thanks for joining. Please like and subscribe. I think I've got 3 subscribers now. It'd be awesome to get to 5 and even better to get to 10. Thanks so much. Have a lovely day. Bye.